Okay. 2 plus 2 is 4. Add a 2, that's freaking game. Everyday man's taking knocks at ease. See your deck fall apart. You copy like puppet. When the brick went clack clack clack, you draw just nothing. Gyarados Flail. You're not grumpy. No surviving. We finish you quickly. I slap 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 damage right in their face. At 60, knockout so risky. Your turn's taking hours, and that's too slow. What's up with those? Slow playing won't help you, yo. You play like a ghost, ha, doing nothing to foes. Stop doing nothing to foes, you run away like a dirty otro, ha. I tell him you forgot, I tell him you forgot. I got Shining Celebi in my deck to use my attack, Flail, yeah. I tell him you forgot, I tell him you forgot. I got Shining Celebi in my deck to use my attack, Flail, yeah, ha. Yeah, episode 148, Gyarados Shining Celebi. What's up YouTube, it's Gyarados TCG here and welcome to episode 148 on my channel, where we're gonna take a closer look at Gyarados GX. By popular demand, we're still checking out Gyarados GX, but this time together with Shining Celebi. Shining Celebi has the ability Time Recall, which lets Gyarados GX use all the attacks of a previous evolution, just like this Magikarp from Evolutions, and that's where the combo comes together. But more on those Magikarp's attacks later, so we're first gonna check out Gyarados GX. Gyarados GX is a stage 1 Pokemon with a whopping 240 HP, which is way more than any stage 1 ever had. It's even more than Galissapod GX, 30 extra HP than Galissapod GX, and Galissapod GX is considered quite a tank in the TCG. It also has more HP than Gyarados GX. Just to put it in scale here, this is a stage 1, evolving from a 30 HP Magikarp. Wow, this is awesome. It also has a weakness to lightning, which might cause some troubles against things like Tapu Koko GX, which has not been seen a lot of play. Xurkitree GX, but that one needs a choice band to hit the one-hit KO. Vikavolt, and maybe Raichu. I don't have Raichu GX, but lightning is the weakness. It's a very good weakness to have at the moment because these are not top decks at all. So that weakness definitely comes in handy here. If it was a grass weakness, this card would already be dead as it is. But a lightning weakness, we can take that. So it also has an attack for a water energy and a DCE, which is Waterfall. So if we have that attached, we can use Waterfall and deal 70 damage. 70 damage might not seem a lot, but if we equip a choice band, boom, we are getting the numbers here and we're able to deal 100 damage as a water type, which is able to one-hit KO Volcanion EX and Turtonator GX, which is already a great thing. Also, Baby Volcanion will go down quite easily. So that we don't even need a choice band to do that. So quite a decent attack, not the best in the world. We still need 2 attachments to do it. It also has Draconic Disaster, dealing 100 damage, which is not a lot. But if we have a stadium card in play, which most of the times there will be a stadium card in play, everybody is playing stadium cards. We have either Brooklyn Hill that you can choose or the Po-Town. So these are the stadium cards of choice in a deck like this. If you go with Brooklyn Hill, you can search your deck for a water type basic Pokemon and put it straightly onto your bench, which could help out to get your Magikarps into play. You can do that every single turn, poof, and the Magikarps just go from themselves onto the bench. It's also nice to just get a Remoraid into play if you're deciding to play Octillery. Po-Town, on the other hand, gives you the extra damage that you want. Let's say we evolve our little Magikarp onto a Gyarados, we receive 30 damage. So with that 30 damage, we can already start dishing out damage because this little Magikarp, as you can see, has the attack Flail, which we can use thanks to Time Recall, the ability of Shining Celebi, which makes it possible. So if we have already 30 damage on ourselves, we're already dealing 30 damage for a single attachment, a single water energy for the Flail. And if the opponent decides to slap around some damage on us, let's say a Zoroark GX slaps 120 damage on us, we can just dish out the same amount of damage. And maybe an even better strategy would be attaching a bodybuilding dumbbells. With this tool card, we boost the HP all the way up to 280 damage. And if something can deal 280 damage, I don't think that's possible. But if they dish out damage, we can dish out the same amount. That's how Flail works and this deck as well. So it might not seem that good at first, but this looks like a very promising deck. Shining Celebi and Gyarados GX might seem the perfect partners in crime. So to the attack, Draconic Disaster. That needs a ton of energies. Actually, that is an energy requirement of 5, but you can attach 2 2 DCE, so that's fine, I guess. So with that, you can deal 100 more damage if there's a stadium card in play. So these stadium cards can help out while also helping out the second attack, Draconic Disaster. So that deals 200 damage if there's a stadium card in play, and unless you don't have a stadium card in play, that it only deals 100 damage. If you had a choice band, you're one-hitting KOing Gardevoir GX. That might seem good, but with that many energies, you get a return KO. So I wouldn't use Draconic Disaster, but sometimes, from time to time, you can just get the energies onto there, because there's a lot of methods here to get energies on the field. So you can just decide to run a bunch of water energies. That is something you can do. You can also play 4 DCEs in a deck like this. Or maybe you can just try out Rainbow Energies. Rainbow Energies might not seem good because there's an Enhanced Hammer, there's the Kartana GX that can just get rid of those energies. But the good thing is, if we're playing Rainbow Energy, we are adding an extra damage counter onto Gyarados GX. With Poke Down, another 40 extra damage. With that, we're already setting ourselves up for a one-hit KO return combo if the opponent decides to deal a lot of damage on our Gyarados GX. Another good thing that the Rainbow Energies provide is that you can play alternate attackers. These alternate attackers are Magearna or Kartana. These are just here just to, maybe Celesteela GX could also be a great case here, but these are just here for Gardevoir GX. You can also make use of the Blade GX. This is an interesting GX that lets you take a single prize card, and the Magearna GX, actually Magearna EX, makes it possible, not possible for the opponent to devolve us. Only the damage from the attacks go through if we have a Rainbow Energy attached to Gyarados GX. With that, we have 30 HP, so the Espeon EX might cause a lot of troubles for this type of deck. So maybe try out the Rainbow Energies and these little guys, maybe Celesteela as well. So yeah, if you're playing a lot of special energies like DCEs and Rainbow Energies, and also try out Special Charge, you'll be grateful here because the opponent will get rid of those energies quite quickly. And since we only need 1 energy to deal that amount of damage with Flail, it's good, alright? We don't always have to use the attack Flail, we can also rely on Waterfall or the Draconic Disaster if you manage to get the energies onto there. And there's a lot of other methods here that you can use just to get energies onto your Pokemon. There is of course the one for water type Pokemon, which is tada, Aqua Patch. Aqua Patch just attaches a water energy from the discard pile to one of our bench Pokemon. A Max Elixir could also work out as a little combo here, those two and just prepping your Gyarados GX, but Max Elixir and Aqua Patch, actually Max Elixir only works on basic Pokemon, so you would have to use something like a Magikarp here, and then use Aqua Patch onto it to get a water energy attached, use Max Elixir as well, attach a DCE and stuff. Things are possible here, but if you're going for this aggressive type of style with Max Elixir and Aqua Patch, I decided you should better run this one, the Submerged Magikarp that cannot get any damage by the opponent's attack. So if it's on the bench, it's safe, it cannot receive any damage. But with 30 HP, that's actually a great thing. If you are deciding just to play a bunch of these Flail Magikarps, then the best way is to just run Mr. Mime, because otherwise some people might use Latios and just snipe one of your Magikarps, poof, it's gone. And other people might just use Flying Flip a couple of turns and your Magikarps will be gone. So Mr. Mime will prevent the damage with Bench Barrier, the ability. Okay, moving on. Also, Mr. Mime does not block damage by sniping abilities, like Decidueye still goes through and snipes Magikarps, which is unfortunate to hear about. Okay, we have a bunch of Pokemon already, so we're deciding to go with this method. I'm playing the Magikarps with Flail because we want to dish out a lot of damage. Also, we're gonna play a split line of the bodybuilding dumbbells and choice band. I think this is just great depending on the matchup. And also another thing I want to mention here is that Wishful Baiting could also do the trick here if you go for that aggressive method with Max Elixir and of course the Aqua Patch. Because if you attach this to your active and it gets knocked out, you can attach 3 basic energies from there to one of your bench Pokemon, which could in theory work out to circle around for the Draconic Disaster turn after turn. But as you know, your main weakness will be Field Blower. If I can find my Field Blower here, let's just check it out. Where is it? Alright, we got it. Yeah, over here, Field Blower, bang. Field Blower is the worst enemy of a deck like this, because Field Blower will get rid of the Wishful Baiting, the bodybuilding dumbbells, and Choice Band. So in that regard, Choice Band will be the better choice, but just to hang out there, a bunch of bodybuilding dumbbells will be fine. Also, talking about Field Blower, we need at least 2 or 3 Field Blower because we rely on the ability of Celebi. If you're facing Garbodor and it shuts down the ability, it's over. We have to rely on the overpriced attacks of Gyarados and things will not go that well. So Field Blower definitely a staple in a deck like this. Another thing that you could play is Super Rod to get back your energies, or maybe Rescue Stretcher is even better as some versatility, getting back your Magikarps straight into the deck because they are kind of fragile and will get knocked out pretty quickly if the opponent decides to play Guzma. If you however get a bunch of Gyarados in play, you can just use Acerola or Max Potion just to heal off your huge stage 1 Pokemon with 240 HP. You just get damage, just put on some more damage, and once you're almost knocked out, bang, you heal off and just go in circles. You just rely on a 1 energy attachment, so that is great. And just to let you guys know, if you have the Po-Town combo with the Rainbow Energy combo, and of course with the Choice Band, you're already dealing 70 damage for a single energy, and that is definitely great. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. So what else is there to talk about? So maybe some more Pokemon in a deck like this. Just let's just put the tool cards aside. We are gonna go maybe with the Po-Town strategy. So there's a lot of strategies I'm gonna mention in this video. You can just pick whatever strategies that suits you. This is always how we do things in a deck analysis video. Also talking about some supporters. There's the staples, of course. Bridget is nice, getting yourself a bunch of Magikarp in play. And Sycamore and Guzma are staples. Maybe running about 3 or 4 Guzmas because you just want to target everything and just dish out a lot of damage to get your prizes that way. Sycamore and Energy are just there for consistency purposes. Also, if you have not noticed, yes, Gyarados GX knocks out Volcanion, knocks out Turtonator, but also knocks out these guys, the Salazzle and Entei. You won't see these often. Maybe Salazzle with Ho-Oh is often played, so you can also knock out these if you prefer. The weakness to lightning, these guys might just pop up, so be careful of that. And I also want to talk about some extra things here. Let's just say Zapdos TCG, you just get 120 damage by Zoroark GX. You are in 2-hit KO range and things are going bad. What is there to fix that problem? Well, of course, glad you asked, we have Manaphy. Manaphy from Shining Legends. Let me just put it here on the camera. It has the ability Blessing of the Deep. Once during our turn, you may heal 20 damage of one of your Pokemon that has any water energies attached. So in this particular case, we are just gonna receive damage, heal 20 off, and dish out damage. With that, we stay alive and we can just keep this going turn and turn, and then use Acerola or Max Potion. You know how it goes. You can use Max Potion, Acerola, and also rely on Manaphy, and maybe together with Lana. Lana lets you heal 50 damage of every of your Pokemon that has any water energies attached. So these combined lets you heal a maximum of 70 damage. So wow, that is definitely great. You receive damage, heal a bit off, just so you're right for the 2-hit KO range, and you're good. So that aside, we also have other things to talk about. Of course, we have Octillery. Octillery can be the support Pokemon you are dreaming for. The opponent might just use N in the late game and you're saying like, wow, if I only have an Octillery. Well, you can draw cards with Octillery is really quickly. You can also rely on Brooklet Hill, so a combo of these as mentioned before. Or you can just scrap the Octillery line completely and just go for Zoroark. Zoroark has the ability trait. Let me just put it here because the lightning just affects it so too much. It's full art. You can just get this in a collection box, really easy. So, Zoroark GX has the ability trait, which lets you discard a card from your hand and draw 2 cards. Really great at any point of the game because you can just get cards. You can draw cards for free and just discard something you don't want anymore. Also, Zoroark GX gets you that extra power because if Zoroark GX has a DCE and you have a full bench, 120 damage. That sounds great, right? Yeah, with Choice Band, 150 damage. So, Gyarados and Zoroark might just work together here in this little combo. So, great, right? You can also have more than 5 bench Pokemon, so you have to decide on how much room you're... This is like an ideal setup, I think. A bunch of your Magikarps, or Mr. Mime, a Zoroark for draw power, and Shining Celebi. This could also be an Octillery. Just letting you guys know it is possible. Just make the deck that you want. Also, if you want to have some one-hit KO potential, if you're running Zoroark, you can also just run Zoroark, this one from the Breakthrough set, I believe, with the ability Stand In. Mind Jack will be able to deal a ton of damage if the opponent has a lot of bench space, and you also have Choice Band. So, that aside, Dronpa GX is another one of my Pokemon that I prefer in a deck like this. You receive damage, maybe use a Floatstone. Floatstone is also a tool card that I want to recommend in a deck like this because Gyarados has a lot of retreat. So with Floatstone you can retreat into your Dronpa, maybe attack, while your Gyarados GX still has damage. The Dronpa can just strike out of nowhere with Berserk. You know how it goes, you've seen it before. Also, Tapu Koko, another one of my guys that I like a lot. Flying Flip, dealing 20 damage to everything, will let you have those KOs early on. So let's say the opponent dishes out some damage, well, you can just use Guzma and target the Pokemon that you want to knock out. But if you want to go for those one-hit KO range KOs, you want to use Flying Flip a couple of turns early game and just come in with your Gyarados that is kind of invincible. It receives damage and then strikes out. So, awesome, right? Also, Alolan Ninetales GX might be good. I don't have an Alolan Ninetales, I traded that one away, but we have Alolan Vulpix. Has the free attack beacon, let you search your deck for 2 Pokemon and put them directly into your hand. Quite nice, I know, and the Alolan Ninetales GX has a powerful GX move that just puts all the damage on yourself to the opponent. So a lot of things to do with damage. There's a lot of potential here with Gyarados. Gyarados is not the best attacker in the world. Let me just stress that once again. But with Shining Celebi, we still have a fun time playing with Gyarados because Gyarados has a lot of HP. So, what else? Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is a nice one. You don't need a DCE on the Tapu Fini, just a regular water energy and you're good. And you can start using that Tapu Storm GX. If you've watched streams and you've seen a Greninja match, you've probably seen Tapu Fini once in a while use that Tapu Storm GX. You just shuffle the opponent's active Pokemon and all cards attached to it back into their deck. Oh no, Gardevoir is out there with 5 energies. Oh, what do I do? Well, Tapu Fini, slap him in the deck, boom, and you're good. This is another way of using a GX move in your game, but Dreadstorm GX really powerful against those 1 energy attachments, so you can just get rid of a lot of energies on the opponent's side of the field. So a lot of information here. Espeon EX is another great combo I like about this. So let's say there comes a Gardevoir in your pet. You don't have any energies. Oh no. It's yeah, he evolved thanks to rare candy. Well, no, not any problems here. So he deals damage, like let's say he deals infinite force for like 90 damage, whatever. You attach an energy, but the bad thing is that if you now get that 90 damage onto an Gardevoir GX, he one-hit KO returns you. But the case in other situations where you just use Zoroark or any kind of shenanigans here, if you have damage on yourself, you put it to the opponent and then devolve them later down the line. So that is possible with Espeon EX. I just cannot stress that enough. Gardevoir GX is a terrible matchup for this kind of deck. Okay. Other Pokemon, we have Keldeo from Shining Legends with the Resolute Blade, which will actually is able to deal 20 damage plus 20 more for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Kind of a powered down Zoroark with stand-in, but it's a basic Pokemon and it gets powered by Aqua Patch. So a lot of things to do in a deck like this. Evo Soda is also a great one because, yeah, Magikarp is kind of weak, 30 HP. You want to evolve them as quickly as possible so the opponent does not get free knockouts. Wow, this is a ton of information and I think I'm through most of the cards I wanted to talk about in this video. So there's a lot going on. You can heal off completely with Max Potion and Acerola. You can have cards like Bodybuilding Dumbbells, Wishful Baiting. You can use cards like Aqua Patch, Max Elixir. It all depends on your playstyle. Also, if you prefer Rainbow Energies, that is also a great strategy. You have the option of these Stadium cards. So let me know what you think about Gyarados GX paired with Shining Celebi. Are you gonna test it out? Let me know how it does and what cards you should add in a deck like this. And I think I'm through most of the cards in a deck like Gyarados. I don't think there's anything you can do with Gyarados GX besides everything I told you about. So have a fantastic day, guys. If you want to hear about Poke News, there's a lot of things coming out nowadays, like some card scans. I talk about some card scans on my Facebook page. Definitely check it out, facebook.com/ZapdosTCG. So, and with that, I'm gonna leave you all. Have a fantastic day. I will see you guys tomorrow with more TCG epicness. And I'm out. Test out Gyarados GX. You'll love it. It's so much fun. Peace out.